What a matchup at the Stadium of Champions. Number 2 ranked Christian County takes on the undefeated and number 3 ranked Hopkinsville Tigers. Hey everybody, Omar here. I've got 2 games in Illinois tonight. First, it's DuQuoin at Heron. Hey everybody, well, one of the marquee matchups when the NCAA tournament started was a potential meeting of 2 storied programs whose rivalry has been on a bit of a hiatus as of late. All right, Coach, yeah, you guys matched up against North Hardin. What do you guys need to do to advance to the regional championship next week?
She got to go out and take care of what we can take care of, control what we control.
Hi everybody, well, the UT Martin Skyhawks come into the day with a 4-4 record and are looking to bounce back after a loss to Georgia State last weekend, but standing in their way are the Eastern Kentucky Colonels. The Skyhawks also trying to stay in contention for an OVC championship. Late in the second, Skyhawks up 14-3, Tyler Swafford to pass, throws the screen but picked off by James Gilliland. He'll take it all the way back, the 4th pick 6 of the season for Martin, 21-3 at the half. Then in the third, more from LeDevin Fair. Up the middle he goes, 26 yards for the score. He ended the day with 181 yards on the ground. UT Martin wins 33-3. So as of right now in the OVC, Jacksonville State leading the way with a 4-0 record in conference. Martin in second place at 4-1. Murray State and SEMO are tied at 3-2. To the Missouri Valley, Southern Illinois on the road this afternoon at Missouri State. SIU still trying to get their first conference win of the year. Fourth quarter tied at 28. Josh Strawn to throw, hits Israel Lamperakes, and he breaks the tackle and heads for the end zone, cuts it back in for a 54-yard score, 35-28, but Missouri State ties the game. Then with 10 seconds left to play, Zach Drake is good with the go-ahead 32-yard field goal. Missouri State wins 38-35, dropping the Salukis to 2-6. Kentucky, meanwhile, with back-to-back wins against Vanderbilt and Mississippi State, have put themselves in good position to get 6 wins and become bowl eligible. But with a win over Missouri today, the Wildcats had a chance to win 3 straight SEC games for the first time in 10 years. The Wildcats going for back-to-back wins over the Tigers. First quarter, no score, Kentucky to the ground to Boom Williams, and Boom takes it 60 yards all the way to the house. Kentucky goes up 7-0, 182 rushing yards on the day for him. They would lead 28-7 in the fourth. Then Benny Snell Jr. with the keeper goes in from 18 yards out, 192 yards for him. Wildcats win 35-31, and get this, they had a season high 377 yards rushing. Elsewhere in the SEC, Tennessee stumbles on the road at South Carolina 24-21. To the ACC now, 5th-ranked Louisville shooting for their 3rd straight win, taking on Virginia earlier today. And hey, many experts have Lamar Jackson leading the way for the Heisman Trophy. And here's a reason why. With 2 minutes left to go in the game, the Cardinals trailed the Cavaliers 25-24. Louisville, with 18 seconds left, needs at least a field goal, but Jackson goes for it all to the end zone. Jalen Smith with the grab, 29-yard score, and the Cardinals keep their playoff hopes alive with a 32-25 win. Turning to baseball, Game 4 of the World Series taking place in Chicago tonight. The Cubs go with John Lackey to try and even the series. To the friendly confines we go. But the Indians would send their ace, Corey Kluber, to the mound. He shut out the Cubs in Game 1. Bottom first, Cubs would get on the board. Anthony Rizzo with the base hit to shallow center field. Dexter Fowler comes home to score. 1-0 Cubs after 1. Top second, game now tied at 1, 2 on, Kluber at the plate. The infield grounder, Chris Bryant tries to make the play for the final out at first. It's off the mark. The run scores on the error. 2-1 Indians. Now to the 7th, 4-1 with 2 on. Jason Kipnis sends one to deep right field and into the stands. The Indians go on to win 7-2 and now lead 3-1. Well, Game 5 is tonight with the Cubs going with their ace, John Lester, to extend the series. The Indians counter with Trevor Bauer to try and win the franchise's first World Series since 1948. And if they do, manager Terry Francona would become only the 5th manager to win the World Series with 2 different teams. And hey, that's a wrap on sports. We'll be right back.
People know something about me. It's that we're going to go hard and we're going to work hard.
After 8 seasons with the Southern Illinois Miners, Ralph Santana is starting a new chapter of his life, making the transition from coach to instructor at Doc Z Sports Academy. Now he's helping a new generation of baseball players learn the fundamentals one pitch at a time.
You see that smile on their face, like, hey, I got it down, and they're hitting the ball better, and they can tell, and you can tell that's building their confidence up. That's very satisfying.
That hands-on experience has led to a surge of interest from local kids hoping to improve their game.
I heard a lot about him, and a lot of my friends started going to him, so I decided that I should too. I feel a lot stronger and just better in my game.
And that's exactly the goal for Ralph. Personal improvement not just on the field, but in all aspects of life.
I know everybody dreams about the pro stuff, and I tell them that's a bonus. But if you get an education and get that paid for and get a scholarship, then we've done our job here.
That attitude is what intrigued Richard Zimmerman, or Doc Z as he's known, to hire Santana in the first place.
I don't think there's anybody better than Ralph as far as baseball. I know that he's helped my family drastically, and I owe everything that my boys do in baseball to him.
High praise for an extremely humble man poised to pass on the secrets of his success.
To see them be successful, that's the biggest thing. That's the whole reason I'm really doing this. I mean, it's all about them and making them be the best player they can be.
In DuQuoin, Omar Tellow, WPSD Local 6 Sports.